because I can't believe this is real. But as folks are listening to this, we're just a few days away from one of the biggest shows in wrestling history, one of the biggest shows you've ever been a part of. I'm talking about All In at Wembley. Over 50,000 tickets are out. I got to ask, before a big show like this, is your preparation any different than
Yeah.
a regular show? Can you take us through that?
I'm going to call as best I know through my conversation with TK. See, this guy's on the inside can use that kind of language with TK. Uh, I Alex Marvez will be the guy that's providing me my notes, and a lot of it's just left up to me as far as what I use and what I don't use, or how I use it. But yeah, there's more detail involved in it. I'm hopeful that I get all my paperwork from Alex before I leave and go on the road, so I have something tangible and important to read and study. So yeah, I'll take it to the next level on this one. Uh, it's like I think my work with Will Ospreay uh, and God damn man, what's wrong with me? And Swerve shows you what you do when you get invested into a match. I think this match is going to take that to a whole different level. Uh, and the career versus the championship is a hell of a stipulation. Hell of a stipulation. So it'll be a great story to tell. It'll be physical. These guys will beat the shit out of each other. There's no doubt about that. And it's a match you can't call from the outside. Does Brian Danielson lose and retire? Does Swerve lose and become a former champion? It seems like that's some people's thought. I don't think it's time to take the title off Swerve personally. He's just starting to get over, and he's a good champion. I don't recall any of the agents or producers coming. Well, Swerve was late again. We didn't get to do as much in this match as we wanted to because the talent wasn't in the locker room. You don't have that issue with either one of these guys, and they both are very proud of their work, and they're both at key elements and key times in their career. So I'm really looking forward to that situation. And my friend Alex Marvez, who's working for the company now on a full time basis, will come through like a champion, as he always does, and provide us with a outline of things. And then during the day, I'll spend time with Excalibur for sure, and we'll go over it, what we're going to get in, what we're not going to get in, how you want to handle this, how you want to handle that. So, but at the end of the day, the proof is in the old pudding. By the way, I had some great banana pudding in Charlotte the other day. Uh, man, I'm getting hungry thinking about it. Uh, really good. I have my traditional pulled pork sandwich with coleslaw and banana pudding, not together, but at comfortable intervals. It's good stuff. So I think this is going to be a hell of a story that we're going to tell. I can see this being the match of the year for any promotion because both guys are smart, they're cerebral, they know what their they know what their in ring skill sets, what the limits are, if there are any. So I'm excited about being able to call this match. I appreciate Tony Khan having the faith in me to bring me over. I'm sure that there'll also be plenty of people watching that'll say, "Boy, Jr. looks old." Hey, guess what, Einstein? I am old. What the fuck do you want? So I'm being a little bit of a turd, but anyway, it should be a classic, and there's nothing on the card that could follow it. Nothing. So it's going to go last, I'm sure. I've been told that, but I can't imagine anything else going on last at Wembley. But Swerve defending his championship against Brian Danielson. And as we look back over the years, I think we're going to say, Conrad, that this match was one of the crowning moments for both these guys' career for different reasons, but it was all important for both of them to perform at the highest level that they humanly possibly can And I would accept nothing less if I were calling the shots. And I don't think it'll take much encouragement to achieve those goals. Should be an absolute masterpiece. And that's a lot to put on your plate. Hey, did you see the interview I did with Brian Danielson?
I did.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I was shocked when he broke the news that he was going to need neck surgery by the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of speaks to your Matt Hardy line earlier about Matt Hardy needing knee surgery.
Well, we'll see. I'm not convinced that we all know what the finish is going to be here, and I'm going to be excited to see the payoff with Tony Storm and Mariah May, and certainly I'm pumped to see MJF and Will Ospreay. The entire wrestling world will be watching this Sunday afternoon. It starts at 11 a.m. here in Alabama, so I'm going to have that smoker fired up and ready to go. And of course, I know what I'm going to be using. Some of that all-purpose seasoning I picked up from jrsbbq.com. It's good for what ails you. They got some barbecue sauce. They got their own new hot sauce. The all-purpose seasonings my go-to. But they've even got main event mustard, chipotle ketchup, and the brand new book. It's all available along with trading cards and action figures. There's something for everybody at jrsbbq.com.
That's right. And it's still, we're in the heart of grilling season. I don't know that we ever get out of grilling season, but with football season here imminent, the college season starts, I think, Saturday. LSU playing, who are they playing? They're playing somebody in Ireland.
Yeah. This weekend we've got it's kind of a big deal. Florida State is going to be playing a game in Ireland on Saturday at 11 a.m. How about that?
It's going to be good. So it kicks everything off. We're all excited about it. I know my buddies in Oklahoma are curious, anxious to see how the Sooners do in the SEC. What's the expectations? Should we expect 10 wins? And probably not. But maybe we should. Maybe they pull off some surprises. But grilling and football go together magnificently. So I'm excited about that a lot. And I'll be in London finding a TV that carries the game. Because even though I'm not a Florida State alum or fan, yay or nay of them and LSU, but LSU's a potential future opponent of the Sooners in the SEC. And I was surprised the other day to see how high the Crimson Tide were ranked in the preseason. That's pretty damn impressive for that new coach and his staff. Did you read about where this lady got? I think it's a lady. Got $885,000 salary from Alabama as a recruiting person.
Yeah, amazing. I can believe that.
That's amazing, man. I mean, good for her. Good for or him or whatever. I think it's a lady.
I thought it was a guy, but 825. Maybe that's what I read. But either way, I'm surprised you're surprised that Alabama's ranked highly. Like, that he's got a lot of Saban's kids, and that he just went to the championship game last year. He had as many first rounders go to the NFL as Saban did. Like, why are you sleeping on DeBoer? You need that Oklahoma ass whipped later this season. Is that what you want?
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. That game's going to be in Norman too, by the way.
Yeah, we'll stomp ass. Have whoop ass. We'll travel. We're going to walk it dry and all that.
Every cliche you can think of.
All that. It's going to be a lot of fun. JR and I have been looking forward to Oklahoma being in the SEC since it was first announced. Right. We used to fantasy book this, and now it's going to happen. We hope you'll hang around with us this year and enjoy some football conversation. But boy, we're going to have a lot to talk about next week on the heels of All In. One last time, order this pay-per-view. Right. If you can make it, you should go see it. It's wrestling history. Don't take it for granted. You want to be able to say that you were there at Wembley Stadium. Tickets are on sale now at AEWTIX.com. I know there's a Ticketmaster link and a Live Nation link, but by God, you can also get it from AEWTIX.com. But I'm ordering the pay-per-view. I'll be doing that with Triller. I know that they've got it on cable and satellite. You can see it at Dave & Buster's nationwide. Hell, you can even order it on YouTube or DAZN. It's anywhere you enjoy wrestling pay-per-view. You don't want to miss this weekend. AEW always delivers on pay-per-view. I know this will be no exception. They're going to have a great show, and you don't want to miss JR doing what he does best, at one of the biggest shows of all time. Order the doggone pay-per-view. Be a part of wrestling history.
You know, Conrad, I got to be honest about my future. At my age, a few health concerns that are being addressed, and they're getting better, by the way. I don't know how many more great opportunities like this that I'll have to do what I love doing in front of 50,000. It's hard to believe, from the Irish O'Neill Boys Club in Shreveport with 100 people there to this in this new promotion. And what Tony Khan has done with AEW is nothing short of extraordinary. And I know that he's a public figure, and I know that some people don't like the creative, but I can tell you this: it's always been that way. It's always been that way since those figured it out that this is showbiz, and that the finishes, the outcomes, the endings are staged. People just it's amazing to me how that works out. So I'm excited about this opportunity. I look at it as an opportunity. A 72-year-old guy who looks old, and the reason for that is, by God, he is getting an opportunity to do what he truly loves. And we have to be realistic. And someday we'll maybe look back on this. You know, JR said one time on a podcast that he didn't know how many more of these he had in him. Well, physically, I got plenty, but I don't know. I can't. Mother Nature has her own way of doing business. So I'm going to make the most of this opportunity. And I look at it as a genuine opportunity for a veteran like me to be able to do what he does and go call that one massive match that is so important to both the talents involved. I'm very excited and honored about the opportunity. I like Swerve. I like Brian. They're good for the wrestling business. They're going to work their ass off. They're going to be physical. When they lock up, there's one way to start this process. When those two cats lock up, look at the stiffness and the snugness, as they say, because they're going to bring it. They're going to bring everything, and it starts with a lockup. That's what I'm trying to say.
It starts with you ordering the doggone pay-per-view. Do it now. Be a part of wrestling history. Hear JR in one of his last great main event matches. You don't want to miss it.